Hello there, welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming to visit. Thank you for watching. I'm going to pull a couple cards first to explore some ideas, some characteristics, attributes, things to which we could aspire, traits to which we could aspire. Here, coming up for the week ahead. I did shuffle these cards previously, however, I'll give it another shuffle before I dig in. A couple topics, really one topic in specific I wanted to talk about tonight, but let's see what these cards tell us. I'll take two. We have Faith, card number 40. And Calliope, card number 11. Faith refers to tradition. Adopt the wisest and noblest ideas. Calliope refers to psychology. Understand the origin of your sadness. Interesting. What are these? Can't see them on the camera. I apologize. Yeah, that is interesting. So, honesty. What is the importance of honesty and being honest? There's a difference in being honest with ourselves and being honest with others. Although I would suggest that there's an importance to being honest with yourself and with others. However, I think it's more important to be honest with yourself if you can't be honest with others. The thing is, we tend to wear our hearts on our sleeves, or maybe not that extreme. We show our emotions, we show who we are in our reactions and our expressions. So there are situations in which we find ourselves where we are expressing ourselves in a relationship to others. That is, our relationships are mostly where honesty becomes an issue. So when you're interacting with others and you are showing yourself in a way, if you are not being honest, usually the people around you can perceive that you are not being honest with them or with yourself. And sometimes this just happens, probably more so when we are not in alignment with ourselves and who we are. And that's why honesty is so important. So if we express ourselves in a way that isn't true to our nature, true to ourselves, and someone else can perceive that, in those situations, we don't always have control over our behavior or how our interactions are perceived. But it is at that time, or in reflection of the interactions, that we could take a moment to reflect on our behavior and how our behavior was perceived, and examine why we behaved in such a way. And that question of why did we behave in such a way forces us to be honest with ourselves about who we are, what motivates us, why we do, what we really want. And sometimes we really want something, and maybe it's not for our highest good, or maybe it conflicts with the hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires of others, in which case we either won't get what we want, or we cut the corners off and round the edges of what we want because we're afraid that the others with whom we are interacting will not want to give us what we want, or they will not be receptive to what we want. And when I say what we want, I really mean what your wishes are, what your hopes and desires are, what brings you fulfillment. But as long as you hide and shave down the edges of your true dreams and desires, you will not be able to bring those wishes, dreams, hopes, and desires into fruition into your life. There really is an importance of examining the self, of being honest with who you are and what you want and why you have these wishes, dreams, hopes, and desires. Don't let the dream die. Don't be afraid to express who you are, because the people who are not for you will not help you achieve your wishes and desires anyway. Is that what I mean to say? When you enter circumstances and you express yourself authentically and you live in a way where you're fully embracing who you are, what you want, your dreams, your wishes, and desires. When your environment does not yield to you, it is a cue that that environment cannot or will not yield to you what you desire. It's a way to steer you on your path, on your spiritual journey. We want to take the path of least resistance. So if we know who we are and we're centered, and we move in a direction, and we are faced with circumstances or people, community that challenge our direction, that challenge the credibility of our wishes, hopes, and dreams, that forces an honest person to turn away and choose a different path, and to keep trying different avenues to find the things that are in alignment with that path, with your true self, with who you are. But we're forced to be honest with ourselves in order to have that path come together, in order to have that journey take the course of least resistance. When you are dishonest with yourself and with others, you are disallowing of yourself. When you're dishonest with yourself, you are disallowing of your wishes, dreams, hopes, and desires. And why would you do that to yourself? Do you know what your wishes, hopes, dreams, and desires are? I guess in some cases, if you don't really know yourself and what your hopes and dreams are, you could easily disallow the fulfillment of your dreams and desires simply because you do not know honestly what your dreams and desires are. But when you know and you cut yourself short, you are disallowing of yourself by blocking the passage of the flow of abundance to you. When you know what you want, you're honest with yourself, you find the course. Every time you bump up against the resistance, you redirect, you redirect, you redirect. But eventually you'll get there. If you're dishonest with yourself, you're disallowing of your wishes, dreams, hopes, and desires, because you're saying, essentially, that those dreams, wishes, and desires, you're not really worth having them. You're not really worth manifesting them. You're not really worth receiving them. That's what happens when you cut those corners. I implore you, do not do that to yourself. Honor yourself and those around you, those you love. Honor yourself by honoring your wishes, hopes, dreams, and desires. Because when you do that, there's a more open path to receive the abundance and the fulfillment of those hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires. What does that have to do with faith? What was that, 40 and 11? What does that have to do with tradition? Adopt the wisest and noblest ideas. That was faith. Wisdom is knowing yourself. It takes time to have that wisdom. It takes time to know yourself. What are noble ideas? I personally would consider them to be the ideas of a righteous man, a righteous individual. We act on principle. That is noble. We are resolute in our ideas and in our faith. Acting on principle means doing what you believe is just. And of course, different people have different ideas about what is right or just. But when you are honest with yourself, being noble to yourself is honoring yourself. being righteous in your expression, being resolute in who you are. Calliope, the other card, referred to psychology and understanding the origin of your sadness. If you think about it, honestly, a lot of our sadness lies in our reluctance to honor our wishes and dreams. We're sad because we don't allow ourselves to reach for the stars. We're sad, we're filled with sadness because we don't think we're worthy of achieving great things. But you know what? We are all worthy. Know yourself, know your value. Be honest with who you are. Be honest with what you like. Be honest with your emotions. Go through life with an open heart. As you move through life with an open heart and love for yourself and all your dreams, hopes, wishes, and desires, you will see the manifestation of those hopes, wishes, and desires slowly come into fruition in your life, piece by piece. Every bit manifests. Thank you for coming to my channel. Be well.